Whitechapel is a band I personally love, and I really love checking out in concert, and I really love just listening to their music overall. I'm a big fan. It's one of my favorite bands. They have a very diverse discography, and yeah, I listened to a lot to it in my youth. So let's first tell you why I'm making this video right now. It's because I always wanted to make reviews of things. I listen to a lot of media and a lot of music, and I play a lot of video games and stuff like that. And I think I see people do it a lot on YouTube, but not really in the media that I consume. A lot of things are missing. So I hope I can make that difference. I can make certain videos about certain topics and certain forms of media I can review, or I can just talk about certain topics that aren't really talked about online. Now is talking about a Whitechapel album hasn't been done before, of course, but this is just to test out if I enjoy this YouTube thing or not. This is just my first video ever made, so I don't even know I'm watching this video, so I'm just here talking about a record called Kin of Whitechapel, and here it is. I actually have it on vinyl. It's a beautiful record. Let's start off with the artwork. It's very non-aggressive and more like, yeah, it's very colorful, and it's the blue color really, I recognize it instantly when I see it, so I think they have done that pretty well. The overall aesthetic has been done in the whole record, on the back as well. You can see it right now. Look at that. Look at all these beautiful colors. And look at this cool ass thing. Just like an ornamental kind of artwork. The record itself has two discs, which is awesome. I have the gray one. You can see it right now. It's amazing. I really love how they printed this. Metal Blade Records always delivers on this kind of vibes, and with this record it's no exception. So that's kind of the introduction to this whole piece, this whole thing. Just showing the record off, just talking a bit about how it looks, but that's not why we're here, how it looks. It's a small piece of the puzzle to a musical record that I think is important, but doesn't define what a record is all about. You can have the most amazing artwork, but your record can still suck balls. So well, personally, I have a pretty deep connection with Whitechapel. I already mentioned that briefly. I don't really listen to, I listened to Whitechapel since 2016, 17 maybe, about the time Mark of the Blade came out. So that's not like, they have a lot of music before that, but I have ever since Mark of the Blade, I bought it on record, and I liked it, but it was one of their weaker records I read online, so I was like, oh well, then I really have to check them out because I kind of like this record. So and I checked out like all the stuff, and a lot of old stuff first really grabbed me, like the This Is Exile record, the New Era of Corruption record. Those two records were blasted. I'm like, they're fucking amazing. It's just blast beats, it goes fast, it's aggressive vocals. It's like if you're riding a bike, we ride a lot of bikes here in the Netherlands, and if you ride a bike and you listen to that shit, it just goes fast, man. It's awesome. Yeah, well, you know what really brought my attention to Whitechapel is that after the Mark of the Blade record, they really kind of developed into a new era, you know, because they have changed a lot during the years. They started as a real pure deathcore kind of sound, and one of the pioneers of deathcore, and after that they really developed their own kind of sound, but still stayed in the hardcore groovy kind of area. And after that, after Mark of the Blade, they actually really defined their own sound with The Valley, and The Valley is one of my favorite records of them, and I think they've done that really well. And when the announcement was that they were gonna do some clean vocals as well. I was first a bit scared because we're gonna get a Suicide Silence situation. Well, that didn't happen. I'm so glad about that. Because after the Suicide Silence self-titled record, I just stopped listening to their shit because I was like, you've ruined a very, very important band to me. So I was kind of scared, but they really pulled it off. I think Phil Boozman has a great voice and it's amazing. Well, that's a bit about Whitechapel and why I love them, and let's move on to the narrative of the record Kin. The narrative. Well, let's talk about the narrative a bit, because it's a very personal record. For Phil Boozman, I think it is the most personal, but I can imagine it's for the rest of the band members as well. It's the follow-up of the Valley record. The Valley talks a lot about the passing of the parents of Phil Boozman and how he deals with that emotionally. And I kind of have the feeling that this is a sequel, but this is also like a closure to the Valley, because the Valley is a really aggressive record, also a bit melodic, but a lot of aggression towards the pain he has had because of the passing of his parents. I think there was a lot of abuse as well that he talks about and where he's really angry about. And you know, if you listen to songs like Forgiveness is Weakness and A Demon Defiles a Witch, you really can hear, I hate this whole fucking situation and I have so much pain still because of this. And I think Kin, really, the narrative really shifts into a record that has the same kind of aggression, but it's more a closure, more like, you know, I'm still angry about it, I still hate this whole situation, I still hate the fact that my parents are dead, and everything about that, which I can't even imagine how painful that must be. But it's more like an accepting sound, it's an accepting narrative, more like, especially with the later songs, it really gets a lot more clean vocals, a lot of more, it's a lot of more singing, a lot of less aggressive riffs, just more melancholical riffs, which I really, enjoy. It really speaks to me in that regard. It's definitely the least aggressive and extreme record of Whitechapel, but you know, I don't mind that. It doesn't really matter to me. The overall feel of this record is, it feels like a sequel that changes the whole story. You know, you have the story about the aggression, about being alone and just feeling hopeless and scared, I think, to a more, let's move on. I know it still sucks, it's still fucking stupid, and it's just not gone, I won't forget about you, but it's kind of like, I don't know, I like it. It really, you know, it ends a chapter of the Whitechapel Phil Boozman storyline that I enjoy. We're gonna do a little bit of a one-by-one review. I know this video is gonna be a bit long, but I don't care. I really like talking about music, so if you don't like a lot of details in a review, this is probably not the video for you. But if you really like listening to an idiot talking about how he likes his Whitechapel record, welcome. Let's first talk about the track listing and just talk about every song, you know, why it's placed in that specific order. Because damn, they nailed it again. With The Valley they nailed it, and with this record they nailed it again. It starts out with I Will Find You, then To Lost Boy, A Blood-Soaked Symphony, and Anti-Cure with side A, and then The Ones That Made Us, History Silence, To the Wolves and Orphan, and then Without You, Without Us and Kin. These songs, I don't know if you listened to them yet, I highly recommend listening to this record because you will find out that this record is over in no time. It's one of their longest records, and it's over in no time. That's because they really balance out the faster, aggressive songs with the melodic songs. It's like the first song is kind of like the I Will Find You is kind of has elements of both. It's kind of melodic and kind of aggressive at the same time. That shifts into Lost Boy, and Lost Boy is more fast and technical. It's going fast, you know. You have that kind of whole thing. And I really like that about Lost Boy. And then a Blood Soul Symphony, which slows it down again, but still aggressive. And then after that you have Anti-Cure, and Anti-Cure is even slower, but is more clean vocals and more melodic. Which melodic is more melodic, sorry. Which really, yeah, that's the first 1/3 of the whole record, and damn, that's how you do it. That's how you keep someone interested, and it goes on like this too in the whole record. I'm not gonna talk about every song, but that's the whole feel, you know. You have a fast song, and then a slower song, and then a melodic song, and then a fast song, and a slower song, and a melodic song, and it ends out with a very melodic song with a very emotional message, which really ends the record. Kin really ends the record, and they couldn't have done it better. If you don't like, singing, and if you don't like clean vocals in metal, in death metal or deathcore, this isn't the record for you, because you know it ends with an almost fully clean vocal piece by Phil Boosman, and he absolutely nails it at the end. It's, you know, it's an easy record to listen to, and I think the lyrics aren't that amazingly complex, but I think that's a choice they made, which is a very smart choice, because it's a record, I think, to get people to experience the same feeling that he has had, or to help people who have had the same experiences feel the way he felt, so they have some sort of connection. You know, they're not alone anymore. I've also experienced the loss of parenthood, or just being treated like shit in life, and I think he nails it, or they nail it, with the last song. The last song, Kin, is just, for me, speaks personally as well, because I was going through a breakup at the time this came out, and Kin really is a song about that you could implement in the breakup. You should just listen to it. It's amazing, and the final vocals of this song really hit me in the face. Like, he just does this thing with his voice, and it's like high, and it's a scream, but it's also clean, and it's really it gives you like it gives me at least the chicken skin, you know. The hairs go up. It's fucking awesome. I really like this record. It's amazing. It's different. There are some things that I didn't like that much. I think the lyrics could be a little bit less, predictable, which is fine. It's not a really big issue, but that's just something that I think that it really comes to my mind when I listen to it. Like, okay, it's good that it's, and I've said this before, it's good that you can engage with your audiences. It's good that it's easy to understand. But for people that come from metal already, and are already known with metal lyrics, it's kind of like this doesn't really fit in the music style. I think it fits in a more cleaner style, but I don't know. It's just it's too much of basic lyrics, and that's fine. I think in some songs like A Blood Soul Symphony, it's not the case, but in songs like Kin, which I do really enjoy, it's just after listening to it like 10 times, you really think like, okay, I've heard this already, and that's fine. That's just one little point that I have to this record. Listening to the instrumentals, the drums are amazing. Even in the slower songs, the drums are just really complex. The guitar riffs are catchy, but also not easy as well, especially in songs like Lost Boy and History Silence. Damn, holy shit, that's really cool. Yeah, and overall the production is very great. I don't know, I didn't expect less from a Whitechapel record, because the last production value was The Valley, and that was really good. So I'm like, yeah, they followed up really good. Though The Valley is my favorite of the two, this is also it's a record that should be looked over, and it adds a lot to the first record as well. So if you like The Valley, this record adds a lot of narrative to that record, and that's great. So my overall opinion is it's amazing, and I won't give grades. That's something I don't like to do, giving grades, because it's like, oh, I'll give this a 7 and I'll give another record an 8, which later I'm like, no, I do like this record more actually. I don't really want to use grades. Just think this as a good record. It's not the most complex, it's not the most technical, but it doesn't want to be, and it doesn't have to be. The very strong points of this record are track listing, like why they place the songs in what specific order. That's the most important part of this whole record. They really nailed that. That's a very strong point. And the other strong point is that on an emotional level they nailed it as well. It speaks to me melodically and vocally. The lyrics could be a bit more complex, but it doesn't have to be. It's just something that I would like as well to see from Phil Boozman, to write more or less direct lyrics, but more in a sense of, more metaphors. Hey. Shit. Okay, well, so, and that's it. I hope you liked watching this video. I'm very excited about this record, and I hope to do a lot more record reviews. I have a full drawer of all different kind of records, and a lot of metal records, but also a lot of hip hop records. I'm also expected to talk a lot about hip hop on this channel. So, thank you for watching. You could subscribe and like if you want to see more shit. This is my first video, so I don't know if you want to, but you could if you want to. This is not an idea to do this for money or anything, so you don't have to, but if you enjoyed, you should, I guess, that's the best advertisement you can do, I guess. You could. And yeah, well, I hope I did okay. Don't be too hard on me, because this is my first video I've ever made, and this is also a test to see what I can do better in the future, and what I did good as well. So if you just post your feedback, if you are watching this one person that's watching this, put your feedback in there. And if you made it all the way to the end, I love you. I really love you. Thank you so much that you spent 15 minutes or more listening to an idiot talk about records that came out 1.5 years ago. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. I will see you in the next one. I don't know when it's gonna be. I hope it's fast. If I enjoy making this, it will be fast. Okay. Bye.